Episode 139. Today we recap the New York Yankees series, see what's happening down on the farm, preview the upcoming series against the St. Louis Cardinals, and give you our players of the week. You're listening to the Bucco Bantr podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plate, sending case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Adam, welcome back. First weekend at PNC Park for the 2025 season. It got cold today. We're recording on Sunday evening. I'll tell you what, man. I know we're going to get into it. This year felt different from years past at PNC Park.
It felt real different. Before I go off on a little rant, let's shout out our partner, Total Sports Enterprises. We had a hell of a weekend giving out a Brian Reynolds signed baseball, which was provided by none other than Total Sports Enterprises. We have another good baseball coming up for the next series, so make sure you hit us up at the park. But make sure you go over to tseshop.com for all your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia needs. And it's Pirates season. So let's get some Pirates gear, huh? You can get signed baseball, signed bats, helmets, jerseys, mini gold gloves, photos, cards, and more. All you have to go over to is tseshop.com. You can find the link in the description of this episode. Make sure you click that to let them know that we sent you. Scott, it was different.
Yeah.
It was very different. We have been going to opening day for years. It's obviously a tradition for many. Generally speaking, a positive day. A joyous baseball is back in Pittsburgh. Let's go to the park. Let's have some beers, which we'll get into in a second. It just felt off. It was different. I know the Yankees were in town and there was a lot of Yankees fans around, but when we pulled up to the block party, there's a plane circling the field. If you know, you know.
Yep.
There's booing before the game started. There's chants before the game started. We're booing players. I'm not saying us, but like the fans generally, because the frustration, it's reached a boiling point where everything that this organization does from now moving forward is under a microscope.
Yep.
Rightfully so, I would say. It's just going to be amplified when you're not winning, right? You go into the series only winning 2 games. It's against a very good New York Yankees team, and fans are frustrated. There was some bright moments this weekend, and we'll talk about that as well. But yeah, man, it felt off. I know we had a good time at the park, all things considered. The first 2 games weren't great for the viewing experience, but it was good to be back at the park. I'll say that.
Yeah, man. It was great to be back at the park. I don't know. A lot of mixed feelings here. We expected this. We expected this to be a rough homecoming for the team. And we expected there to be some fan pushback. I don't know if I expected on this level or have I ever seen it on this level. It really seems like it's come to a boiling point. And yeah, I get it. Like I totally get it. They didn't have a good off season. They didn't put money back onto the field. And the fans have every right to feel the way they do. Now, I will say this. I do get a little bit like worry of like people saying like, don't show up to the ballpark. Listen, not showing up to the ballpark is not going to make Bob Nutting sell this team.
Yeah.
Just put that out there right now, right there. I think we should all, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, actually. I just think that everyone should fan how they want to fan. And, I understand people that are angry. I love going to baseball games personally. Right. And I know you do too. So I'm going to continue going. I love going to PNC Park. It's one of the best viewing experiences in all of baseball. So I'm going to continue doing so. But yeah, it was an interesting weekend. And I think positives, the new food's good, man.
The new food is good. We did a review of the Chitam empanadas, the
Yep.
kielbasa cheesesteak, the Polish cannonballs. I think that's it, right? We didn't try the fried almond tort.
Right.
Those reviews will be coming out in a vlog that we are doing. I'm hoping to have it out by mid this week. Something new for Bucco Bantr this year. We're going to be vlogging every series, so it's not just going to be trivia giveaways and the videos that you see on our social media, but more of a overall experience with us throughout the weekend, through the highs and the lows. A lot of funny moments. I was going through those videos earlier today. It's going to be a good video. Stick with us. I'm hoping to have that out, like I said, mid this week. And then I will be in Cincinnati next weekend with our cameraman, Adam Debo. So we hope to have some vlog content there. Yes, Scott, the food was good. I'll give him that. Nothing that we graded was below a 6.
No, no. I honestly think I was a little bit low on the cannonballs. Just a
Same.
little.
Looking back on it, I gave it a
I
6.5, but
It was actually, it exceeded my expectations. I like didn't want to try it at first, just knowing how the Renegade Dog was last year. But the Polish cannonballs, the empanadas were my favorite. You'll see that. And I haven't tried the sausage or the kielbasa cheesesteak. That's definitely something I'm going to get this series against the Cardinals.
yeah. And before we go on, we talk baseball. I know you want to get it off your chest. You've been looking forward to it all year. No free ads on the show, but Topo Chico's is a staple in the Bucco Bantr community. It fueled us through a lot of games last year. And we walked up onto Federal Street this year and we said, it's a bad day to be a Topo Chico. And Scott made a beeline right for the Miller Lite Bar. And wouldn't you know it?
No Topo Chicos. So guess what? I said, of course they have it in the walk-up lines, right? So I went over to Manny's. None. I said, boys, I'm going down the first baseline because there's that big walk-in by the Permanis over there. I think everyone knows, if you've been to PNC Park, what I'm talking about. I did a quick scan and I was like, I texted you and Adam and said code red in all caps. Boys, there's no Topo Chicos. Not only did they not improve the product on the field, but they took away one thing that made us happy while at the games.
So happy.
So happy. That made me forget what was happening at the games. Literally.
Yeah,
so
brutal.
I am disappointed, but I will say this. It's going to save me a lot of money this year. And
oh, yeah.
I think there are bigger things to worry about at PNC Park this year, other than the Topo Chicos. But personally, that grinded my gears. I'm not going to lie. So thanks for letting me have this minute to get that off my chest. I feel better now.
I'm glad. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
for you. I know you needed that. Holderman to the 15-day IL with, I believe, a right knee sprain. Is that what they're characterizing it as?
Yeah.
Had no idea that was coming. Whether or not that's accurate or they just need to give him some time to get right. Who knows? I think either way, this is for the best at the moment.
Yep.
And then Chase Shugart has a locker. He pitched in today's game on Sunday, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But other than that, not many other moves. Minor league season started. We'll get into that. But Scott, why don't we just get right into the game starting on Friday versus the Yankees, the home opener. I'll get us kicked off here. Mitch Keller Day, 3 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks. He had a 7.45 ERA, 97 pitches on 57 strikes, 97 pitches in 3 2/3.
Don't love that.
Heavy four seam usage here. Okay. Last year, I think he had a little bit more of a mix. We were very, very critical of his use of the cutter last year, which was his least thrown pitch, but he was throwing the four seam at 41% and it was averaging 93.8 miles per hour. He generated 20 swings on the four seam and only 4 whiffs. So his fastball wasn't really doing much for him. 79% zone swing percentage and only a 6% out of zone swing percentage for the Yankees. Decent metrics on the slider, but didn't go to it too often. Didn't give up any home runs, but guess what? Max Fried was on the other side, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and gave up a home run to Brian Reynolds. Lost 9-4. Okay. Not a great game. Bullpen was Wentz, Mesa, Lawrence. Wentz 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Mesa 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 1 home run. Lawrence 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 2 Ks. He's actually been somewhat of a bright spot.
I think Lawrence and Wentz have been bright spots.
Yeah. Wentz has been very good. Offense, Kutch had 3 singles, Endy with a double, only double of the game, 1 run, IKF with 2 hits. Reynolds, as I just mentioned, had his first home run of the year from the right side of the plate. And then Hayes had a home run in garbage time to bring the score a little bit closer, but by then it was too late. As a team, 2 for 8 runners in scoring position, 7 left on base, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks. Cruz had his 7th stolen base on the year. But he also had an error on a ball in the gap. Simple ground ball, tried to backhand it, bobbled it, and then Alexander Canario made his debut, had a fielding error. Overall, just a bad opening day for what was on the field. We talked about the vibes, everything like that. They booed pretty much everybody besides Andrew McCutchen. And hey, one bright side here. We talked about it on the last pod that Andrew McCutchen is very capable of playing right field, and he played right field twice this series. So we know that that can happen. That's not an excuse anymore. You have to get his bat in the lineup. So I'm glad at least they went that route for the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. He played there twice this series. So it's good to see that he still has that capability. Saturday, another loss, 10-4. Bailey Falter, 4 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 2 homers. I mean, he looked good until that 1 inning, man. He had 14 whiffs, and it's just that 1 inning that really did him in. Holderman, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 Ks. Another run given up by Colin. Ferguson keeps the ERA at 0, 1 inning, 1 hit. Lawrence, again, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 walk. Baraki, 1 inning pitch, 2 hits, 1 earned run. And then Santana, 1 inning, 2 hits, and 1 earned run. His ERA is at 4.15 as of Saturday. Hayes went 2 for 3 with a double RBI and a walk. He continues to stay hot, or one of the more consistent bats in the lineup so far, which is what we needed going into the season. Cruz was 1 for 3 with a double. And then Manuel Valdez, 1 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs. That double was hit at like 1 or 4 miles an hour. I remember seeing that down the right field line there while we were sitting there in the right field corner. 4 hits total, though, as a team. Can't do much with 4 hits total. Kind of surprised that they had 4 runs off that. 2 for 6 as runners in scoring position, 3 left on base, 10 Ks. Another stinker here in Pittsburgh.
No home runs.
No homers.
No homers. And that brings us to Sunday versus the Yankees. They won 5-4 in 11 innings. They were up 4-1. This doesn't feel – I'm always happy to take a win. But they were up 4-1, pretty much down to the last strike. And the Yankees came back and tied this game, and it went 11 before Tommy Pham walked it off. It's more frustrating because Andrew Heaney probably put on one of the better performances he's going to have all year. I know it's his only second start, first at home. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts on 100 pitches, 67 of those, which were strikes, 3 groundouts, 6 fly balls. This is absolute dealing on any team in Major League Baseball, but especially this Yankees lineup right now, which is averaging 9 runs a game, it should be an automatic win for your team. But the Pirates struggle to score more than 4 runs. Today they scored 5 because they had to win this game. They really shouldn't have been in that position at all. For the most part, besides Ryan Baraki today, who struggled, the bullpen was good. Santana had an inning. Baraki, 2/3, 3 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk. Sugar came in to finish it off. Ferguson, 1 inning pitch, 1 walk. And then Joey Wentz, who is one of our 3 stars of the game, 1 inning pitch, 2 Ks and extras. And then the offense. B-Ray had some 2-out magic with an RBI double, 2-out RBI double. IKF hitting 323, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 walk. And then, as I mentioned, Pham walked it off. Also had 3 Ks on the day. As a team, 12 Ks, 5 walks, 3 for 9 runners in scoring position, 9 left on base. It was a brutal game to watch. Like, even though they were up 4-1 at some point, it was rough, man. Like, not only it was freezing cold, it was so cold. The day before, we were wearing shorts to the ballpark. I considered buying like a $200 jacket.
He did.
I was like, do I need this? I know there's only a handful of days left in this spring where it's going to be cold, but there's still things that need to be worked on. I'm glad they got the win. I'll take whatever we can get, but the sense of urgency still isn't there. It was nice to see them celebrating and, the guys being dudes after a walk-off, right? Love to see it, but Cruz is continuing to struggle in center field. I think that's one thing. He had a really nice play at a ball at him. And then right after that, he had an error where kind of just got caught in between. And we talked about it during the game, which will be in our vlog. He has more room to roam out there. We know he's fast. You see his stolen bases. I think it's just more understanding the routes and the body control and where he can be given the situation, right? Where he's setting up. And if a ball's hit in the gap, I don't know if he understands how fast he can get to a spot, because probably he thinks I can make just about any play. So he's going all out without understanding his limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get caught in between with a ball like that. So this is multiple times this year where Oneil Cruz error in the outfield on something that was very preventable could have stopped a run from advancing or a run from scoring later on that inning. That needs to get cleaned up. The one other thing that I noticed earlier in the game, there was a Jazz Chisholm ball hit to the wall, took a weird route to it. Not sure if it was really catchable, but Kutch got there quicker than he did in a ball that should have been Oneil Cruz's all day. So just the outfield communication has been a little bit weird. His route running, he's still getting comfortable out there. I'm not going to go just break open Hell's Gates on Oneil Cruz and say he can't do it. I know he can. I think he has all the tools to be great out there. I'm on record saying I think he could be a Gold Glove center fielder with the tools that he has, but he needs to learn how to use them. And I think it's going to take some time. Any other notes from this series? I don't think there's much to take away.
Not from this series, man. I will say I'll take the positive spin with this game today. Tommy Pham, I think that's a moment you wanted to see for him at the end of that game after you see him breaking his bat in the dugout and after those 3 Ks, and it's off to a rough start, man. He was at point 069 batting average until that. Well, he's now batting 100. It was a good to see him get that big hit there late in the game and extras. I think what the turning point was there was Jack Sawinski being aggressive on the bases and taking that third base in the 11th. That was huge. Joey Wentz has been a bright spot for me and Caleb Ferguson in the bullpen. People don't talk about those guys enough because I feel like Wentz comes into these like end of game scenarios where it's either in extras or like where we're down a bunch. You see him come in to, pitch 2 innings. So I feel like he's been a bright spot in the bullpen. Other than that, man, not much to take away. On to St. Louis. We got a division series coming up. Got to turn it around. We're going to go into that series here in a little bit, but let's take a quick break and we'll come back.
Scott, we are back. We're about to get into our minor league segment, but before we do that, we need to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, Sports Card Junction, out there on Perry Highway. This is my favorite spot in all of Pittsburgh. I've said to you multiple times, I go out of my way to go an extra 10 minutes to a Trader Joe's just so I could stop at Sports Card Junction every single time I go get groceries. If you collect cards, whether that's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, Pokemon, and more, I'm telling you right now, this is where you want to go. Not only do they have some of the nicest people, some of the best deals, and one of the biggest collections I've ever seen. It can be singular cards, boxes of cards, hobby boxes, jumbo boxes, binders, just accessories for your cards and more. They have it there. They got a nice bar where you can open up your cards. It's a place where you go in and you want to stay. It's not just like a one-stop shop. You feel very comfortable going in there. So I highly recommend you go out to Sports Card Junction. It's at 9011 Perry Highway, Pittsburgh, PA 15237. You could reach them on all social media. Okay. Sports Card Junction on Instagram, sports_card_junction, Twitter, and then also on eBay at Chad's Cards, or if you just type in Sports Card Junction, their page will come up. Opened Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So pretty much every day of the week you could go in there and enjoy ripping open of a pack of cards. So go check them out. Scott, let's get into Dahn on the Farm.
The segment's back, baby. I'm excited. Talking about some prospects. We'll start with AAA. AAA started on the 31st, I believe, of March. So they started a week earlier than AA and the two single A affiliates. Indianapolis started in St. Paul. They played the Saints, the AAA affiliate for the Twins. Only one game there because a bunch of them got rained out. Braxton Ashcraft threw the opener, 3 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 Ks. Nicholas, not a great first game, 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Cook went 1 for 4 with a double. And then Saturday and Sunday were postponed due to inclement weather. Just a quick highlight overall this series. Billy Cook went 2 for 17, 1 run, a double, a RBI, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Nick York had a good start, 5 for 15, 2 runs, three doubles, RBI, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. And Henry Davis went 2 for 16, 2 runs, a stolen base, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. They go back home this week against the Iowa Cubs, AAA affiliate for the Chicago Cubs, obviously. Tuesday, Mike Burrows starts 3 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 4 Ks. Kyle Nicholas went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 Ks, bounced back. Eddie Yeen, blown save, 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and a K. Thursday, they have a doubleheader. Bubba Chandler got his first start of the year, 2 innings and 2 2/3, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Nick York went 2 for 4 with a run and 2 doubles. Nick Solak, Matt Gorski, and DJ Stewart all went yard for their first homers of the year. Braxton Ashcraft made his second start on Thursday for game 2, 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 Ks. Nick York had another double. Friday, Carson Fulmer, a familiar name, went 5 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 6 Ks. Kyle Nicholas, a blown save, 1 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 2 Ks. Matt Gorski went 3 for 5 with a double and an RBI. He's at 375. Lastly, on Sunday, 4-6, Mike Burrows, 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. Hunter Stratton has looked good, 1 2/3 and 3 Ks, no hits. Expect to see him up soon if there is an opening. David Bednar, first AAA appearance, 1 inning, no hits, and 1 K. And then Eddie Yeen, another tough outing, 1 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Just of note here, Nick York was placed on the 7-day IL with right shoulder soreness. This is not expected to be a long stint, but just something of note. Adam, take us into Altoona for the AA first weekend.
Yeah, real quick. Expect maybe some names to be called up here. And Manuel Valdez, we don't have any information on it yet, but it looked like he pulled up a little short in extra innings. We know he's been getting some time at first base. And then Jared Triolo was pulled for lower back soreness before the game. We don't know the extent of that, if he needs extended time off, but with the way things are going, you might see some movement here. Let's get into Altoona versus the Chesapeake Bay Sox, a AA affiliate for the Orioles. Altoona is 1-2 to start the year. Some notes here. Termarr Johnson, 2 for 8 during the series, 1 run, 1 walk, a double, a stolen base, and 1 strikeout. He starts off the year hitting .250. And then Jack Brannigan. If you listen to this pod, you know we're a big Jack Brannigan pod. Jackie B, 0 for 9. RBI, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. So not a hot start for Jack Brannigan, but a lot of talent there. Friday, Hunter Barco made his debut, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 3 Ks. No one's talking about that. Awesome start for Hunter Barco. This is a name that we're super high on who is going to jump through the system. Don't be surprised if you see him in Indianapolis sooner rather than later and potentially knocking on the door later this year. It's a college arm from UF coming out of a good program. So watch out for Hunter Bucco. And then Brendan Dixon, 2 for 4 with a home run RBI. Saturday, Derek Diamond, 3 innings pitch, 4 hits, 2 earned. And then Jaden Woods, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 2 Ks. Sunday, Anthony Solometo, 5 innings pitch, 1 hit, no earned, 3 walks, 2 Ks. Good start for Solo. Tremar, 1 for 4 with a double. And then Sammy Ciani, 1 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Not a bad start for some of our guys in Altoona, at least the prospects that we're looking out for. But let's go to Greensboro because there's some exciting games to be on the lookout for here.
Almost a completely different roster, but they're just as exciting as last year. I know Greensboro's kind of a boombox, and man, did it show. They had put up, like, I think, a dozen runs their first 2 games. So they start off against the Asheville Taurus, the single-A affiliate for the Houston Astros. A couple names to highlight: as Merlin Valdez went 7 for 13 this week. 4 runs, a homer, 4 RBIs, and 2 walks. Omar Alfonso went 4 for 12 with 4 runs, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a home run, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. And I want to also highlight Lonnie White because he's doing his second stint in Greensboro. 1 for 7, a run, an RBI, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 2 stolen bases. Friday, Antoine Kelly got the start, 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. JP Massey came in relief. He was in Greensboro last year. 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Kiner Delgado, Omar Alfonso each collected doubles. Deuce Gorson had 4 stolen bases. This is a UCLA guy they drafted last year. They stole a ton. I was looking at their box scores. They stole a ton this weekend. I don't know if that's something to watch here with this Greensboro team. Garrett McMillan started on Saturday. This is a 2023 14th rounder out of Alabama. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 8 Ks. Javi Rivas and Michael Escoto each collected 3 hits, a double, and a home run each. And Omar Alfonso went 1 for 4 with a home run and RBI. Sunday, as Merlin Valdez, 3 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Michael Escoto stayed hot. He went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, an RBI, and 4 stolen bases. Another guy with 4 stolen bases in 1 game. That brings us to Bradenton. What did the Marauders do, Adam, down in Daytona?
Versus Tortugas, the low A team for the Reds. Bradenton is off to a 2-1 start. Some names to look out for, obviously, Connor Griffin and Johnny Severino. This week, Griffin, 2 for 10, 2 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases. And then Johnny Severino, 2 for 10, a double, 1 walk, 2 Ks. On Friday, we had Connor get his first 2 hits of his professional career, 2 stolen bases, and then Will Taylor from Clemson, a name that I actually really like. I think there's a ton of athleticism there. We'll see if this college bat can make his way through the system this year. 2 for 5 with a double, 3 strikeouts. And then Brennan Malone on Saturday, 1 inning pitch, no hit, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Braylon Bishop, 1 for 2 with a home run, 2 RBIs. And then Will Taylor again, 2 for 4 with a double. And then Sunday, our guy, Xander Meek, someone we're very high on, the funky right-hander, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts. A lot of names to be excited for.
How about Brennan Malone? This is his
Brennan
first
Malone.
professional affiliated inning since 2022, I think, or 2020, early 2023.
Yeah.
So that Marte trade is still up for grabs, maybe.
Still up for grabs, baby. Holding on hope. I'm sure we're gonna have Murph back on the show sooner rather than later to discuss some of these prospects. But just off first glance, man, a lot of good names here.
Yeah.
And a lot of good starts, which is promising. I know it's early on, but hey, the Pirates didn't get off to a hot start, but maybe some of these prospects do. And again, we're not looking at wins or losses here. I know the Altoona team struggled a lot last year. We just want to see these guys grow and make their way to Indianapolis and then to the show. Let's talk about the Cardinals.
Here we go.
We have the St. Louis Cardinals coming in for the first NL Central matchup of the year. This is a Cardinals team that made no moves this offseason. They are in just absolute purgatory. We know they got rid of Goldschmidt. It seemed like they were going to get rid of Arenado. They didn't. They did nothing else. A lot of people projected this team to be last in the Central. And they haven't gotten off to a terrible start. Not a great start, but not a terrible start. This is how it lines up Monday through Wednesday. Monday, we're going to see Matthew Liberatore, left-handed pitcher. 2024, he went 3-4, 4.40 ERA in 86 innings pitched, 76 strikeouts with a 1.27 WHIP. One game this year versus the Angels, he went 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned with 4 Ks. The Arsenal, four seam, sinker, slider, cutter. He goes to the four seam 34% of the time, sits around 94 to 95. Sinker 29% of the time, 93.2 is his average. Slider 19% of the time, and then cutter 13% of the time. He's going to come at you from about like a 45-degree angle. He's not going to miss a ton of bats. Good control, doesn't give many free passes. Last year, the batting average on the four seam was 279 and 271 on the sinker. So if you're looking to get anything early in counts, it's definitely going to be that four seam. The splits in 2024 versus righties, 263, 344, 479 with 24 walks, 9 home runs, and 45 strikeouts. And then versus lefties, much better, 233, 261, 323 with 4 walks, 2 home runs, and 31 Ks. So expect to see your right-handed heavy lineup on Monday.
Tuesday, we got Sonny Gray, the vet. 2024, he was 13-9 with a 3.84 ERA. 166 innings pitched, 203 Ks, 109 WHIP, 200 Ks, man. That's nothing to, that's pretty impressive for a 35-year-old. One start this year versus the Twins. He went 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Deep arsenal. He has a sweeper, sinker, four-seam, curve, cutter, change. I mean, he throws that sweeper and sinker the most at 25%. He's really going to, throw all 6 pitches. He's a familiar face. He's not going to walk a ton of guys. Chance to elevate the ball this series, though, with that low ground ball rate, 55.8% air rate last year, fly balls, line drives, pop-ups. That's slightly above league average. This year in game 1, it was at 76.9%, which seems insane. So the chance to hit the ball in the seats or just elevate the ball more, with his deep arsenal, he can get you to chase often. He finds success out of the zone. He's going to go to that probably that sinker more. That four seam last year was hit at a 331 clip. So you can see that his sinker percentages have been increasing throughout the years. His splits versus lefties, 248, 308, 462, 11 homers, 22 walks and 87 Ks, and versus righties, 210, 246, 348, 10 homers, 17 walks, 116 Ks.
And then Wednesday, Eric Fetty, 2024, went 9-9 with a 3.30 ERA and 177 and 1/3 innings pitched, 154 Ks with a 1.16 WHIP. This year, he's 1-1, played Boston and Minnesota. 7 ERA, 9 innings pitched, 3 Ks, 1.22 WHIP. He only went 3 innings in Boston, so he got a little lit up there. The Arsenal, cutter, 36% of the time, sits around 90 miles per hour. Sinker, 30% of the time, 93.5 miles per hour. He goes to the sweeper 23% of the time, sits around 83.1 miles per hour. And then the change 10% of the time, around 87 miles per hour. So the change is thrown a little bit harder than the sweeper. Tendency to lose the zone a little bit. Hands out some walks here and there. Low to mid 90s fastball with sink. Slider, sweeper is average pitch, which flashes as plus at times, and the change is an average pitch as well. With the splits versus lefties, 224, 294, 400 with 13 home runs in 2024. And then versus righties, 242, 288, 362 with 7 home runs in 2024. Overall, this whole series, Scott, you're not going to see anything that's overpowering. You're not going to see anything that's Paul Skeens-esque, but a lot of mix and match, keep you on your toes type pitching.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is a good opportunity for the Pirates to bounce back, man, against a division foe. You're at home too before you go play another divisional opponent on the road. So let's win a series at least. I think this is a good opportunity this week against the Cardinals.
We covered it all.
We did.
We did. We have one more segment, and then we'll get out of here. The players of the week are back. We could start with the hitter of the week here. It's none other than Ke'Bryan Hayes. In the past 7 games, he's hitting .318 with a .400 on base percentage, slugging .591. He's got 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 1 home run, 7 hits, 3 runs in 22 at bats. He's hitting the ball hard. He's seen some time in the leadoff spot here and there. It's good to see some adjustments helping out, and even some of the outs have either been productive or hard hit. So our hitter of the week is Ke'Bryan Hayes.
And the pitcher of the week is going to be Andrew Heaney. 7 innings today against the Yankees, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 10 Ks. I mean, he's starting the year with a 1.5 ERA. He had 16 whiffs today too. Good stuff from Andrew Heaney so far, man. 2 really good starts. That's what we expect from the vet. Excited to see him going forward.
And then finally, our minor leaguer of the week is Merlin Valdez. 7 for 13, 4 runs with a home run, 4 RBIs, and 2 walks. He starts the year in Greensboro hitting .538. A lot of promise from Merlin Valdez. So can't wait to watch how he grows in Greensboro and if he rises through the system this year. Scott, week 1.
Week 1, man. I'm exhausted. We got 152 more of these to go. It's going to be a long year. So we still got a lot of baseball left. Let's halt the panic button and let's just continue moving forward, man. A lot of baseball left. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, the next series is the best series. You got to wipe your hands with this one. You will not see the Yankees again this year in the regular season. So let's go get it against the Cardinals. If you haven't already, go follow us on all social medias. We got some special stuff going. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, share, like, leave a comment. Go get some merch either from buccobantr.com, or you can head over to justbaseball.shop and go get some merch. The link in our description is for TSE shop, so you can go get all your Pirates memorabilia from there. And as always, go make sure you get all of your sports cards from Sports Card Junction. Scott, I'll see you next time. Raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates. And